Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. I'll wait until wait until a few more people get here before I start the intro. Whew. I've actually I figured out my technical issues I was having before, so I should be able to see chat nice and clearly, um, which is good. Yep, first win of the season. It feels good. Feels good to be able to say that. We've been waiting for this for a long time. A victory, and we scored more than one goal. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I feel like Madueke is probably gonna start the next game because it's a rotational game in the cup. So maybe he's being rested for that. I'm not really sure. Definitely think he could have come on. Um, but yeah, let's hang on. Let me just okay. So I'm just checking my connection because I'm getting a little bit of frame drops. That's okay. Um, whew. Alright, it's late, so I don't want to spend too much time streaming, so I'm gonna hit the intro. Let's go.
Lads, lasses, and the rest of the masses, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mono from Mono CFC, and this is GBU Live.
Ayo, okay. So, welcome back to GBU Live. We're going to be taking a look at 6 things from the game, and as always, putting them into these 3 designated boxes. As always, I'll start with the positives. I'll go through some negatives, and then I'll go back to the positives so we can end off this stream in a nice way and celebrate. Because I think today is, or tonight should I say, is a very good day for celebrating. It wouldn't be right if I didn't start this video off with immediately saying that our player of the match very obviously was Raheem Sterling, and he goes immediately in the good box. I'm going to be putting a blue heart here next to Sterling because he was the heart and soul of our team today. Get some blue hearts in the chat for Sterling's performance, because I'm very glad. A lot of the time, it doesn't feel good to be like told that you're wrong and then prove that you're wrong. I said in preseason that I didn't think Sterling was going to get out of his rut, but I would be happily proved wrong. And so far that is happening. He's been very, very good these first 2 games. First 3 games even. I just read a few quotes from him a second ago. He had an interview after the game and he was talking about how he had a conversation with Pochettino and he's now letting him play a bit more direct and aggressive. Man, you guys are so funny. So yeah, and I feel like that suits him more, and I think we're starting to see that 2017, 2018 Raheem Sterling that was tearing up the Prem. He did say at the start of the season, he did say, I'm going to be Chelsea's top goal scorer, and so far he's proven us right with a brace today, and not just the goals, but and an assist as well. But he makes this whole team tick now, and I feel like he's really taking that. Almost that same role that Eden Hazard took for us when he was playing, where he would just be like, well, this is my team now, I'm going to win the game for us. And I think that him, along with second player that I'm going to be putting in here, Jackson, I think these two combining, I think they're getting such a good partnership. I'm very glad that I put stocks into Jackson early. That's not what I wanted. Mr. Question Mark, get out of here. There we go, let's put this in there. Nico Jackson finally gets his goal. I predicted that he would get his goal, and I'm very glad I did, because I actually captained him in my FPL. So yeah, we're glad that Jackson is now firing, and I feel like now that he's got that confidence behind him and he knows he can score chances, and it was a really good finish as well, a very good poacher's finish. Which isn't something you kind of expect from him. He's more of a run through on goal and slot it into the corners type finisher. But yeah, now he's got that confidence under his belt. I feel like he can really push on. Not sure if he's going to play in the next game against Wimbledon, but he'll definitely play in the next league game. And I hope that he can just keep this going, because his overall game has always been good ever since he signed for us. His overall game's been good, but he was just missing that slight clinical edge, and he had. I think he must have been told at halftime, and I tweeted about this. I think he must have been told at halftime, just whenever you get the opportunity to shoot, because he started in the first half he was very passive, and he was like, okay, I'll lay this off, I'll hold the ball up, I'll do my usual stuff, but he wasn't really trying to like really run at goal and score. But in the second half especially, he almost just shot on sight as soon as he got the opportunity. And obviously Sterling gets his assist to Jackson. And speaking of assists, the next player that I'm going to be putting in here, I've got a lot of things in the good box, as you can tell. I can tell. I'm going to be putting in, if I can find him on my list, Malo Gusto, who has been the absolute perfect replacement for Reece James. And it genuinely, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it genuinely doesn't feel like we're even missing James. He's that good. Not just his 2 assists. Obviously, he got 2 assists, both for Sterling in this game, but also just how defensively astute he is. He held off Adebayo like 3 or 4 times, I can remember. He got absolutely pocketed. Again, I have this running joke that people keep getting put into the Malo Gusto penitentiary. We can add Elijah Adebayo to that. I don't have the jail. I should have a thing here for the jail. Wait, hang on. I guess I can do this. I guess that's close enough. Yeah, Malo Gusto, again, another excellent performance. We've only got 2 other things which I'm going to be putting into this screen box. So let's move on to something which is not very nice. And I'm maybe get a bit of flack for this. I'm going to be putting Ben Chilwell in the bad box. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to want me to put him in here, but I don't think he was actually that bad overall. He had some shaky moments, especially that miss, which is... Oh, for a player who's usually so clinical, yeah, I mean, it's hard, we can't really count the assist for the first one, but it technically counts. They've listed it on the Premier League app, so it counts as an official assist. I'll take it. I'll take it where we can. But yeah, Chilwell, I think he. Again, he didn't perform as well as we know he can, and up front we usually expect him to be more clinical. It's very bizarre that he passed it to Sterling. I'm wondering if, because it's an odd situation, because you'd think he'd just blast that, but I wonder if he might have gotten a shout, or he just felt like he needed to get Raz another goal because Raz is in form, and he thought Raz has probably got a better chance of scoring than he did. I'm not really sure. Maybe that's a confidence thing. I know a lot of people have been ragging on Chilwell, especially with this new system that we're playing, with Chilwell playing as a left winger, and a lot of people have been basically saying that he shouldn't be in the team, which is arguable. I think he does a decent job when he's there. Admittedly, I would prefer to see Maatsen play in this role, because he is more of a hybrid between a left back and a left winger. I did see someone say in chat, what's your take on Sanchez? Now, I haven't actually got him for one of these boxes, but I think Sanchez was another player that can go in the good box. His distribution in the first half was really, really good, and he's showing now, I think he's got that confidence behind him, and this is kind of what I talked about in my preview, is that I think he just needed a run. He needs a few runner games to just get used to being in that back line, and one of the saves that he made for, I can't remember who it was who took a shot, but it took one of the Luton players took a shot, deflected really mean, and he got a really good reaction to save that. Admittedly, again, I spoke about this when we signed him, but his handling isn't the greatest, so he needs to shore that up a little bit, and he could have spilled it, but he didn't, so there's that. Yeah, I just saw someone say that in chat, and I thought I'd address that. Let's go on to the uglies. And gold star to anyone who can guess what the ugly is going to be in this game. There isn't going to be... Oh, this is not a good colour. There isn't going to be one. There's not going to be an ugly, because I think genuinely the performance... we started very slowly, but the performance from start to last was unfathomable, really. You can't really... I can't complain about anything that happened, because we won 3-0. Like, at this point, we have been going so long without a goal that without a win, without a goal, that I'm just happy. I'm positive. I can't really... Yeah, I see a lot of people saying the formation could go here. The only reason why I don't put that there is because I feel like Poch has kind of justified himself now, because we did start pushing on, and in the second half, and it wasn't really a case of it wasn't a case of the formation not really working. It was more like our application of the formation wasn't working. Again, I am a big hater of the formation. I will actually put this. I'll put this here. I'm a big hater of the formation, but like I don't think Poch is going to change it anytime soon. So I can't really complain. As long as we're winning games, I don't care what formation we play. Let's be honest. If we win 3-0 like this every single week, playing a 3 at the back, then I don't care. I think we can all agree on that. I've seen a few people mentioning a name who I'm going to be bringing. I'm actually going to be bringing into the good box here. Is that the fourth thing which I'm going to be putting into the good box is actually our entire midfield. I think every single one of them. So I'm going to be putting in Caicedo. Where's Enzo? There's Enzo and Gallagher. I think these three were actually really, really good in this game. The pace that they kind of put on Luton kind of controlled the game. I think Gallagher was much. I think he's really underrated. I do really think that Gallagher was underrated, and also Ugachukwu as well. I'm gonna put him on here for a second. I don't have that much space. Ugachukwu was also really, really good. When he came on for his little cameo, I would like to see him play more, and I think he will probably get a start for the cup game. I don't see why he wouldn't start in the cup game. I think that's going to be a good opportunity to Poch to rotate in a lot of the youth players that we had, because I think they said we had 7 or 8 players on our bench that were younger than 22 or something like that. It's crazy how young our bench was, and they're all quite inexperienced. They do need to get some minutes. I think, if I can remember some, we had Humphreys on there, we had Ugachukwu, Matson obviously, Madueke who's 23. Who else was on the bench? I think, did we have like Gilchrist on the bench or something like that? We had a lot of youth players on the bench. But yeah, I think our midfield in general was really, really strong, and I think it's part of the reason why we won this. Caicedo, can we just say that Caicedo actually looked quite comfortable today, which was nice, because he didn't look at the races at all last time out, and I think he kind of found his feet a little bit. Gallagher was, as he has been for the last few games, just electric, and I think the extra running that these guys have been doing in training especially has helped. Fernandez is obviously notoriously known for being quite slow. He's not a particularly fast player, but even he was looking quite fast in this game and running around like a lunatic. I'm going to talk more about Enzo's position specifically in my tactical breakdown in a couple of days whenever I put that out, because his position in the second half was much different to the one in the first, and I think that's kind of what changed in terms of how we were going about. I'll just quickly mention it. He was basically playing as a left forward in the first half for some reason, in that kind of Carney Chukwuemeka role. And obviously in the second half he dropped a little bit deeper and started dictating play that way. I think I actually have one final thing to put into the good box, if I can get my notes back up. The one final player I'm going to be putting in here, I'm actually just going to move Gallagher out of the way so I can fit this in. The last player I'm going to be putting in here is Levi Colwill. I think Levi was really, really good in this game, and I know, again, we've been kind of talking about him playing in this sort of left back, but not actually a left back kind of role. Yeah, agreed, actually, yeah, and Enzo should have had a goal as well, admittedly. He hit the post from a really tight angle as well, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, Colwill was not only defensively astute, as we know he can be, but what he does is what I like to refer to as the quarterback pass. Those you fans of American football know what a quarterback is, where he just launches it, and he's so accurate at launching it. It's crazy, because you see him set up for these, and you think, oh, he's just going to blast it, and no one's going to get the ball. And every single time he hits one of these passes, Jackson gets on the end of it, or Sterling gets on the end of it. And he's just so good at that. And I spoke about this in my breakdown, in the West Ham breakdown, that he doesn't get enough space when he's playing really wide out left, because when you're on the touchline, you only have that 180 degrees to kind of turn. When he was playing slightly more inward in this game, because he was playing more as a kind of left centre back in this one, he has more space to operate and do that. And obviously Luton are a team that aren't going to press us that much, and they kind of sat off him. But he was faultless in this game. I don't think he actually got that good of a rating, though. I saw some screenshots on Twitter of people putting up some of the ratings. I think Caicedo actually got like the lowest rating in the team, which is kind of funny because I feel like he was really, really good. But Colwell didn't have a very good rating, but I'm not really sure what that was for because I can't really find a fault in his game. I think he got beaten once by Kabore. He got beaten once by him, but apart from that, I don't think he actually did anything wrong. We could have had multiple goals in this game, and that's kind of the only thing I would say that was a bad thing about this game, is that it wasn't a hammering. 3-0 is like, that's a comfortable win. I will say 3-0 is a comfortable win, and I'm very glad that we seem to be firing on all cylinders now. But against a team like Luton, and no disrespect to Luton, I think they put up a pretty good fight in this game, as they did in the Brighton game as well. But we should be, as an institution as large as Chelsea, we should be absolutely battering them. If this was like, I'd like to like kind of compare it to how Liverpool and Arsenal used to be, where Arsenal and Liverpool, when they came against the small teams, they would just hit them for 6 every single time. I feel like we need to start getting to that point. Obviously, Poch, I really believe in Poch, and I think he's going to be the kind of the guy to bring that out of us. Again, maybe not with this setup, because that's kind of it's kind of a bit dodgy. If we can get back to like the traditional 4-2-3-1 with a cam, I know Enzo is not a particularly good cam. Gallagher doesn't really play there. Obviously, we've lost Nkunku and Carney, who are the main two. They were the main two options for that position. Then maybe we can get back to that once they're back from injury. I know Carney's only going to be out for 6 weeks, which is a blessing considering how long our injury list has been. I think we have like 9 first team players out or something like that, which is crazy. But yeah, that is going to be it, because I don't want to spend too much time here because it is very late and I'm gonna annoy my neighbours if I'm talking too loudly. So yeah, that was GBU, everyone. I'm going to be putting out my preview for the AFC Wimbledon game probably the day before. So I think it's on, what day is it on? It's 5 days from now. I've got my calendar, wait. On Wednesday, so it'll probably be out on Tuesday. I'll get the breakdown for this game out either not probably the day after tomorrow is probably when I'll put that out. But yeah, I'll be hitting the outro here. Much love, everyone, for tuning in again. I see a lot of people in the chat. Let's get some more blue hearts in the chat before we end this. Up the Chelsea. That's it. Just feels so good. We're all in a positive mood for once. It's crazy. I'm very happy. As I'll be probably tweeting more on Twitter, so if you don't follow me over there, I've shown my @. It's just @_mono_CFC. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Good night from me, and I'll be hitting the outro. See you later.
But that was just my GBU match review for this week. Thank you ever so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this match in the comment section below, and if you'd be so kind, subscribe to the channel and leave the video a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to tap that notification bell so you never miss a video from me, or check out some of the other videos on the channel on screen right now. I've been Mono from Mono CFC, and remember, in the rain or in the dry, keep that blue flag flying high. Come on, you Blues.